I'm Elise, I'm 44, I'm from Rollins Castle, and I'm raising awareness of bowel cancer during Bowel Cancer Awareness Month because I've been diagnosed with stage 4 of the disease. It came as a complete shock. By the time it was diagnosed, it had already spread to my liver and my lung and my peritoneum. I'm really young to get this, but I'm part of an increasing wave of people under 50 who are being diagnosed with bowel cancer. 10 years ago, my oncologist said he was seeing men in their 70s. That was his main patient group for bowel cancer. Now his youngest patient is in their 20s. I was going away for the weekend and I was really excited, and I was actually in a beauty salon having a pedicure, and I got a really strange pain in the side of my belly, and I thought that's really unusual. I didn't feel like any other pain I'd ever had before. And over the next 24 hours it got really bad. It became absolutely excruciating, and so I decided to go to St Richard's Hospital A&E in Chichester because the cramps were so bad. My sister actually said she thought I was about to give birth because it was just phenomenal, the pain. Unfortunately, they sent me away with laxatives, although I hadn't actually realised I was constipated or anything. They didn't work. The next day, which was January the 26th, the pain was so bad that I was almost passing out, and I went to QA hospital, and within just a couple of hours they'd done an x-ray, a CT scan, and it showed very clearly that there was a large tumour completely blocking my bowel, and that's why I was in so much pain. So looking back, there were warning signs that I ignored, and I'm so angry with myself that I ignored them because Dame Deborah James was such an amazing campaigner, and she highlighted all the things like blood in your poo, real intense tiredness, fatigue. I had both of those. Also changing your toilet habits, weight loss, but I'd had a really stressful year last year, and like so many people, particularly women, I put the tiredness and the blood in my poo down to stress. Looking back now, of course, with the benefit of hindsight, they were really clear indicators that I had bowel cancer. But the other problem was I was so fit and healthy. I was going on holiday. I did absolutely tons of training, open water swimming for a big swim in the Serpentine Lake in Hyde Park. That was a charity swim, and I felt like in the best condition of my life. I felt so healthy. I was really glowing. So apart from the odd occasion where I had blood in my poo and the tiredness, I felt in tip-top condition. There was nothing to indicate that I had this cancer just growing inside me.
And how do you feel now?
Even now, I just feel completely normal. If you look at me, you'd have no idea that I have an incurable cancer. Chemotherapy will prolong my life, and I'm hoping that there will come a point where the tumours will be shrunk to such a degree that they'll be able to operate and take them away, but at the moment that's just not possible. It's in too many places. My body couldn't withstand that sort of those level of operations, and they're just too big at the moment. But I'm really holding out hope that one day they will be small enough and maybe even go completely. That's like a dream at the moment, but that's my hope. So the diagnosis came as a complete and utter shock to me. Like, I just had no idea that I was ill at all. And essentially, I'm not ill. I'm actually very, very healthy, but I have these cancers inside of me. So first of all, when they explained that I had cancer in at least 2 places, I just wasn't that worried. Everyone around me was really sad and there were lots of tears, but I was just thinking, it's fine. Like, I'll just have some chemotherapy. I'll just have the tumour cut out. But I think I was actually in shock during the first fortnight, and then over the coming weeks and months, because it's been a very long road to get from diagnosis to treatment, they discovered that it was in so many more places, and to be honest with you, like, it feels like I'm in a dream, like it's not happening to me. And I wake up in the morning and just for a few minutes, a few moments, I forget about it, and then when I remember, like, I have this terrible terminal condition, it feels like I've been hit by a sledgehammer, and I think this cannot be happening to me. My life was so brilliant and I was enjoying life so much, and then for this to just come out of nowhere, it's really difficult to reconcile with how you actually feel physically, because I feel physically fine. So my friends and family have been absolutely amazing. It's probably understandable that I feel really overwhelmed at times, just with the level of admin you have to go through when you have stage 4 cancer. Like, I had to make a will straight away, had to sort out insurances, and that's not easy. Sometimes I get quite confused about what the doctors are trying to tell me, and I've had to put it into the hands of my friends because my brain is a bit bamboozled by everything, so they've just stepped in and taken over when I couldn't really handle it that well. But they've been really, really amazing, and I don't really know how I would have got through this without my family and friends.
And how are you coping day to day?
I'm still working until my treatment starts, which is going to be up to another month. I'm still working. I'm just staying really, really positive, because I know that staying positive will help with the chemotherapy. I think you have a better outcome if you stay positive, but it's not always possible. Like, I had a few days this week where I just felt so down, but then your family come around or your friends come around and then they really lift you and they say, like, there is hope, don't worry, you will get through this, and then that really helps me. But it's just like living in a very, very strange dream. I won't say it's like a nightmare because I feel hope, but it's like being in a very, very strange dream. Okay, so it's taken a really long time to get to the point of starting treatment, and I still haven't started the treatment yet because it was really difficult for the surgeons to get viable tissue from my tumours. I've had 4 different attempts at biopsies. Fortunately, the last one, which is a laparoscopy, which took some from the tumour in my stomach, worked. So they've now put a treatment plan together, but it's been 2 months since diagnosis. And I will, in about 3 or 4 weeks' time, start chemotherapy, which will last for 3 months, and then I'll have a scan at the end of 3 months to see if my body has responded well to it, to see if the tumours have shrunk. Unfortunately, I'm not a candidate for immunotherapy, and radiotherapy isn't on the horizon yet for me. So I can't really control much of what's going on now, but what I can control is I'm just doing relaxation techniques, I'm having massages, I'm doing amazing restorative yoga. I'm working with an exercise oncologist who sends me exercise programs every single day to try and get me as strong as possible for chemotherapy, because it is really grueling. And as she says to me, chemotherapy is a marathon and you wouldn't go in to a marathon without training. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm also going to do lots of exercise during chemotherapy to try and sort of aid the medicine as it goes around my body, and to get the most out of it really, and really for my own mental health as well. In my case, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I'm fit. I don't have any underlying health conditions, and I have absolutely no history of cancer in my family. I come from a big family, there's no incidence of cancer. So in my case, it has to be environmental. And I'm a child of the 80s, so my mum would have pushed my pram down the street when cars were belching out leaded fumes. There's microplastics everywhere. We don't move as much as previous generations moved. I mean, a lot of us have grown up and eaten tons of ultra processed foods, not knowing at the time that they were so bad for you. There's also unprecedented amounts of stress in people's lives now. We have mobile phones constantly in our hands, we never switch off. And I think general pollution as well. Mobile phones, there are so many things that come into play, and I think everybody is at risk of getting cancer. But in my case, one of my surgeons said to me, it's just pure bad luck that it's happened to me at my age, but I'm not the only young person that it's happening to, and that's why it's so vital that more money is poured into research for bowel cancer. So since I found out about this, at the beginning I was really embarrassed, and bizarrely, like, I just felt really ashamed that I was in this situation, and was beating myself up a bit that I didn't do anything about the symptoms, when with hindsight they were so clearly symptoms of bowel cancer. So I would say to anyone, and I'm quite evangelical about it now, if you have blood in your poo, if you are experiencing real fatigue, if your toilet habits change, if you're losing weight and you don't know why, if you have lump in your tummy that feels tender or sore, any of those things, go to your doctor. You can request a poo test from your doctor at any age. Even though the screening age starts at 54, you can request it at any age if you are worried about it. And if you get sort of pushed back once, go again, advocate for yourself, and make sure that you can put your mind at rest, that you've tried everything you can to make sure you haven't got this terrible cancer. There are a few things. Firstly, don't sweat the small stuff. I found last year extremely stressful for various reasons, and when I look back on it now, I just think what a waste of time, what a waste of energy and anxiety, when I could have just been enjoying life. The second thing is, just treasure every moment that you spend with people you love, because you don't know when it's going to end. I honestly felt invincible. Like, never in a million years did I think that I would have stage 4 cancer that was incurable. Make the most of every moment treasure your friends, your family, go out in nature, just make the most of life.